known by the Hi there, my name is Tracy Englehart, and I'd like to welcome you to the Unreasonably Grateful podcast, Living in Grace by Choice. So let's see here. Every week, I start with some version of, first of all, I'm really grateful that you're here. I started this at the beginning of COVID, and it was a way to stay connected, even though, we were all kind of experiencing needing to be separate or separated or whatever that looked like for you. And it was a way that we could still have a conversation, share stories, connect with one another. And actually, I'm grateful for that. And now I think I just pressed 295 episodes. That's hard to believe. But you know how we get there? One at a time. It's how we get anything done. We just take that first step. It leads to the second step. One at a time. That's how we do it. And this one's one at a time, 295. Okay. I just want to remind you that I don't have your answers. I'm simply sharing tidbits of wisdom I've gleaned over soon 40 years of recovering from living an addictive lifestyle, struggling with an eating disorder, keeping abuse a secret, and for 20 years, 16 years old to 36. And so grateful for every one of those days in those soon to be Easter time will be 40 years. So super grateful for that. So I'm simply sharing things I've learned because I know that just as I can learn when somebody else lets me into their world, it's my hope that by letting you into my world, my inner world, that you'll be able to hear something that will support you in taking your next step and becoming more of who you were created to be. I had this experience this week. I'm kind of skipping over something, but I've been going through this process and getting things complete with past relationships. And this week I had this beautiful experience of asking really a very simple question of a past relationship, an ex-husband. And I always felt like I couldn't ask that question. It was like somehow I interpreted that personal questions weren't okay after we'd gone on and had different and separate lives and separate families. And so I'd never asked the question of, did he actually know while we were married how ill I was? And I'm so grateful that I asked that question. And he was very kind and generous and responded and let me know that, no, he was actually surprised by how in the dark he was. And there was something that got complete for me in that felt like something got cleared up and freed up in my heart. And I had beautiful dreams that night. And I don't know, you know how when something just feels differently, you can't necessarily explain it or what's really happening, but on some deep soul level, I don't know, and part of it is, I think, I don't know what it's like for you, but for those of you who consider yourself in recovery, like recovering from hurts and wounds and uh, abuse or neglect of the past, part of recovering is getting back to who God created you as, getting back to who you are. And yes, I wish that the people that I've loved and still love, the people that have been a vital part of my life and my story and my past, I wish they could know me as the person that I have become or returned to, or I wish that may not happen, that people have memories of who you were when you were together, and they may never be able to let go and know you for who you are. But God does. God knows me for who I am and loved me then and loves me now. And there was something about getting that relationship actually complete for myself that freed me up in ways I perhaps never could have imagined. And it was pretty simple, although it took me a really long time to get there. But when you're ready, you're ready. So I'm grateful for that. Okay, so I want to talk to you today about being expectant, because this is that time of year for those of us who celebrate uh, the Jesus story, the Christ story. For those of us who celebrate Christmas in that way, this is the time of year when we are being expectant. And one of the easiest ways to recall what that's like is to think about Christmas Eve as a child. Now, again, if your family didn't celebrate Christmas, it might for you have been a birthday or a summer vacation, or maybe you were getting a new pony, or some version of maybe it's your first car, something where there was something that was coming and you were looking forward to that. And being expectant is a beautiful thing. It's like opening up to possibility. It's also being flexible around it, very different than an expectation. Expectations oftentimes are rigid, they're specific, and they set you up for disappointment. If it doesn't happen, you're let down. Oh, you've heard me do an episode on expectations are often requests that you're afraid to make, and they oftentimes leave you living in a constant state of disappointment. But back to being expectant. Expectant is like when I was a child, I wanted to go to bed so early on Christmas Eve because I wanted morning to come quickly. And it was the joy, the excitement, the giving as well as receiving, the giving, the wanting other people to be surprised. It was yeah, the food, the time. It was all something that I looked forward to and do today. It's and I was looking at my old looking thinking about my oldest son. He was planning a gift for one of his children, and his childlike excitement as a father giving a gift to his son. And I think that our father too, it's like Christmas is the ultimate gift. Uh, and so I want to encourage you to be expectant, to let yourself tap into that hopefulness, that joy, that radiance, the excitement, the thrill, and at the same time, be flexible and open to the possibility of something. So there is an experience of the unknown and the beauty, the surprise, and certainly, going through Advent, the weight building up to that. As kids and today too, you see so many different versions of Advent calendars where you're opening a window or a box or peeling back something, beginning the first day of December all the way up until Christmas Eve. And each day there's a small token of something, whether it's a chocolate or a toy or something. There's something there. And it's building up that expectancy. So I want to encourage you, however you celebrate this holiday season, I want to encourage you to tap into and let yourself feel the beauty and the joy and the thrill and really the grace and the gift of being expectant. It's a beautiful time, and it's a wonderful opportunity to, again, tap into one of those divine qualities that we all have, whether we've ever really nurtured or experienced it. Okay, so this is my let's see here, this is the last, my episodes come out on Sunday, so this Sunday will be the 22nd, and it'll be the last Sunday before actual Christmas. The next one will be between Christmas and New Year's. So I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a beautiful time with your family and loved ones. And remember, if we can again, be expectant of our time together, not hold people to some expectation, but be expectant for the love and the joy of the season to fill your hearts and overflow. And I wish you a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time this holiday season with those you love and care for. And I'll be here next week. And I look forward to seeing you then. Merry, Merry Christmas.